Hey everyone. Hey everyone. It's Holly. We're going to do some readings, brighten up the subject here. And I'm trying to get on Instagram. I'm not sure what's going on. So I'll try this again. Maybe it doesn't let me do my phone sideways. There we go. I know it said sorry something. I'm not sure if I'm live on Instagram. There's an error. Okay. So I can't go live on Instagram. That's okay. Okay. So we're going to do some readings today. And I'm going to move this a bit. And I'm going to talk about, you know what? I'm just going to sit here for a minute and breathe. We're all going to breathe. We're all going to breathe. I have to tell you that my sessions today was off the charts. Off the charts. My connection to source blew me away. And one of them was around a very detailed health situation. And she literally came on wanting to talk about her career, business career. And we ended up talking about her health and how that had to be specific details and how that had to be taken care of first. So it was awesome. Great relief of 20 years of health issues solved in one session, although she's had probably about 15 sessions with me to date. So I'm kind of like pumped about that. Also, I want to connect with you guys. Are you feeling, I think it might be, yeah, I think it's because I have my phone sideways. Are you feeling the Great Divide? Everybody's talking like there's this conspiracy around the Great Reset. Conspiracies are actually at one time was considered truth that was opposing the norm of the truth, but now it has a totally different edge to it. But when I wrote my book in 2019, 101 Answers from the Universe, I talked about the Great Reset and the Great Divide. And I didn't use those terms exactly. I don't think. Some of you who read my book can remind me. But I did talk about how there was a galactic universal imbalance, and I did mention April of 2020. In fact, most of my clients know that I mentioned for their own personal lives April of 2020, and how this was necessary for us to be able to survive this next extinction, human extinction. We've been in 5, possibly 6, and about to go into our 6th, possibly 7th. And with the Mercury retrograde, which is still in full force for a couple of days, Venus retrograde ending, the convergence right now of 5 planets plus the moon in Capricorn. And what this means is Capricorn is around control, powers, boundaries, rules, regulations, just adhering to control, the misuse of control, and feeling safe under the umbrella of control. And so this includes educational, pharmaceutical, medical, political, government, also policing, and even people get crazy when I say this, but even imprisonment. These are all institutions of a controlled environment or a controlled culture. But a lot of them are bound very tightly to capitalism and consumerism. With capitalism and consumerism, we have been leading the pack. The Western society has been leading the pack for, hi Shalini, hi Kea, Anna. I would love to do a reading. What do you see happening for me and B and please? So what I'm going to ask, hi Cheryl, is that you put your birth date, your birth year, your birth time, if you have it, and your question all in one sentence. In my quickies here, I cannot do two people. Okay. I can look at your side of the two people component, but I can't look at two, just so I can make sure that everybody gets in touch. I'm on YouTube right now, which Rosie is seeing me in as well. I'm usually on Instagram, but Instagram said that they have a problem. If you don't have your birth time, that's fine. And also use like the number 5 rather than use the word may rather than the number 5. With my great reset has to do with, and amongst other spiritual thought leaders, has to do with a divide in an equal division. And as I said to a client today, which came through me from source, a parallel divide of equality of masculine and feminine power, which is universally and galactically out of sync and out of balance. When people ask me, what side of the fence are you on? What side do you believe in? What political views do you have? Specifically my American friends, because it's been very political for a few years since Trump. I'm Canadian and I don't watch the news. I vote for the same team over and over again. And if I get any news, it's from social media or people sending me stuff, which has been happening a lot lately. Because Source, and I have to keep reminding myself of this too, Source has told me very clearly that there is no right or wrong team. That in order to be in the game of humanity, okay, we need both teams. If you don't have an opposition, and I may be the opposite, I'm the opposition to you and you're the opposition to me, then we have no game. All right. So this has to be. Now, when we have an equal opposition, then there's no winner and there's no loser. You just keep going into overtime and you just keep playing the game. Okay. Now see how I'm talking right now? This is not pre-scripted. This comes to me as I'm communicating, and my take on it is it comes from source. Probably because I'm not giving myself credit for being that smart. But for me, it comes from source. Everything comes from source. If you're a musician, if you're an artist, it comes from source. Okay, it's a collective, a library that's in there from you, through you. So, as I said with the client, we are creating a parallel, a division of existence on the planet, a parallel. Now, a lot of people may forget that when there is a parallel, the two never meet, the two never cross, and yet they're living equal lives, equal sustaining, equal ways of living in parallel of each other. So two different systems, two different educational systems, two different political systems, two different medical systems, two different, did I say educational systems? Two different everything, two different pharmaceutical systems, two different agricultural systems, like two parallel ways of living. We're not there yet. We keep crossing over. You must come here. No, you must come here. No, we need to divide and do our own thing. And equally empowered, right? Equally sustainable. And this is what I'm calling the Great Divide and the Great Reset. And this is what's happening as we speak with the convergence of all this Capricorn energy. So right now there's a power struggle everywhere in the world. Everybody knows about the convoy thing happening that's going viral across the world. Everybody's now doing their own little convoy thing, right? And they're sort of going by the coat strings and taking advantage of the momentum for their own individual agendas. This is the beginning of a domino effect of I'm taking my power back on all levels for all different reasons, for all agendas, not just, I'm not talking just COVID. I'm actually not talking about COVID at all. That's a placeholder. Okay. Black Lives Matter, placeholder. Children's lives matter, placeholder. All placeholders for equality, justice, and the right to heal and bring together our own in those individual ways of living without the control of an opposing situation. If that makes any sense, I hope it resonates with you 100%. With that being said, Source has made it very clear to me that there's no right or wrong. And I know some people, that's a hard pill to swallow for some people, but that's exactly. And when I hear a message from Source, if I don't get it, if I can't visualize it, if I can't resonate with it, then I just keep working on it until I do. Okay. So yes, and Tia Richards, you can have a reading too. So we're going to start off right off the hop with the readings and the sessions. I'm here every Tuesday. Tuesdays are my busiest day on clock with my business. I'm book solid and my hours are longer on Tuesday. So I thought, why am I doing my lives on a Tuesday when it's my busiest day? Probably because why not make it busier? And then I have a less busy day for the rest of the week. So we're going to look at Andrea. And so spread the word, okay? You'll see on my social media, in my Instagram, everything's Ask Holly Hall. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even though that's like nobody's on my Twitter account. Then you're going to see my live posts, reminders come up. Share them. I want to help as many people as I can for free. Okay, so help me out. Also, this video on Facebook and like and subscribe on YouTube. If you do that, you're going to get notifications when I'm coming on, because I do impromptu ones throughout the week. I don't even know when I'm going to do them. All right. So what do you see for my husband? July 9th, 83. Ooh. July 9th, 83. Talk amongst yourselves. How are you feeling this division of sorts? Are you feeling anything at all? And where is the division for you? Where does that lie for you? Is it in the workplace? Is it at home? And please don't focus just on COVID. Is it around your values, your belief systems, your value systems, your desire to rise above your own your own weaknesses or your own limitations against somebody else's convictions? Is it with your children? Is it amongst your children, amongst themselves? Right? Where are you feeling this? Because no matter what part of the world that you're on, no matter what you're dealing with, and I know because I do over 1,000 readings a year, if not more. I don't know, I never did the math, probably 2,000 readings a year. And 99.999% of them is not about COVID. Okay. So people have a lot of other things that they're really working hard on in their development, in their advancement, in their healing. So with that being said, you're going to, because the energy is around the division of the masculine and the feminine energy, where is yours? I would like feedback on that. So we're going to look at what's going on with your husband. So one of the things that stands out for me, specifically during the summer, if you've been having some communication problems with him, he will become very strong emotionally and expressing his emotions in in about June or July, mostly around July, and that's a cycle that he's going to be in. I will tell you something that there's a cross between two things going on here. He's extremely sensitive, needy as well. He needs he wants his needs to be met. He wants his needs to be nurtured. If you have children, some of that may be his children may be a placeholder for him to express, to be needed. He wants to be needed, and he's also can be needy. Therefore, but he's got a very playful, childlike disposition, and this also can bring up a lot of ego. So, because he's got abandonment issues in relationship with his mother, um, and some in relationship to the father as well, but it seems to be mostly stemmed around mother. But it's the mother and the father relation created the abandonment. So the best example of that is when a mother is living with an alcoholic father, and or a father that's husband that's a workaholic, and even though that doesn't directly affect the child, the mother's demeanor around that uh, affects the children. Okay, so there's abandonment around that because of it. He's very big into family and very children orientated, and he's not always courageous to go about and get that raise or get that better job. He's really tied to the home, and he doesn't like change at all. So change, it takes him a while to absorb the necessity for him to make any changes, but that's all going to happen in midsummer. There's more money coming in midsummer. There's a change impromptu out of his hands that's very advantageous to him that comes in the summer, and then his needs begin to be met through this change in his career, in his job, also in the home front as well. In a relationship, there's a codependency with mom, and in parenting as well. Because he's got a lot of cancer in his chart, so he's got a 1, 2, 3, 4 planets in the sign of Cancer, and that's been very challenging for him, but not in the summer. He's going to have freedom to be doing what he really wants to do now, because he's slow to change. He may not take traction until the following summer, but let's hope for this summer. I'm going to put energy out there for this summer to happen. Okay, he'll be much more understanding about emotions, feelings, and your need for him to not be like one of the children, and to be a parent, and to parent with you and your children if you have children. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. I'd have to look at your chart, which I can't do now, but I feel very strong that you are comfortable with mothering him. And this is how the relationship started, which was awesome. Okay, you said 6 a.m. I'm going to change that just so I can see how closely related this is to career. No, a lot of it is past life related, actually. He's got a lot of karma with his parents in this lifetime. Lucky you. But good news for this summer. My relationship is really breaking down through what may be my next best step, May 13th. 73. All I ask is for feedback, especially in in YouTube because I really want to build my YouTube presence and not be so reliant on Facebook because I don't like Facebook. End of story. Or Instagram because it's owned by Facebook. And I'd like and I'm not saying that YouTube is a whole lot better, but you don't have that gossipy engagement as much. And we need the next platform to come up. There's a Me2We, but they're charging, Somebody out there, if you want to be a competition to Facebook, don't charge people. Wait till you get busy and make money off of legit advertising, not scam advertising. Okay, don't charge people. So some millionaire out there, figure it out. Relationship. You're ready. Oh boy, girl. Okay. Oh boy, girl. This is going to take precedence in February. There's going to be a big blow up this month in the next 3 weeks. Probably the third week stamp. And there's a huge blow up at that time. In May of 2022, I just want to confirm this with my ephemeris. Look up ephemeris. Ephemeris, astrologers use it. And if you look at it, it's just a bunch of symbols and numbers. And rows and rows and rows of symbols and numbers. And it's the coordinates of the planets that I look at in the sky, including the moon. It's the coordinates where they are in the sky. And those coordinates, which are numbers, which are going through celestial constellations, which is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and all that stuff, means something to me. It's a language to an astrologer. An astronomer, an astrophysicist will look at the exact same thing without the astrological symbols. They'll have the astrological symbols so they know what celestial constellation it's going through, but they're not reading it like I do. They're reading it as coordinates. But it's the same. I'm looking at the same thing. So what I'm looking at for you is April, mid-April to the first mid-May. I'll just round it off. And that's when you're ready to make a difference and change. This could go either way, but I would not make a choice until then. And the choice will be made for you. It'll be very easy. It'll be in your favor. It'll be financially viable. If there's financial constraints around that, there won't be any problems financially around it. And if you can, because you're ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater right now, you're ready to fly the coop and leave, but you will flounder back and forth between, the next 3 weeks when you make the decision around the 21st of February and until the second week into April. But after the first into the second week of April, you'll know exactly. Now, I don't want you to have any regrets of making some rash decisions that could compromise you financially. So wait until April. Okay. Now, my career guidance, September 1180. AskHollyHall.com. My website is under construction. I'm kind of having a love affair with my relationship with my website right now. And it's actually ready to go, but it's like just not quite pretty enough. And there's an app that I want to make for it and everything. So I will be having a 86. I will be having a sale on when it launches, I hope this week. And it'll be buy two, get one free. So wait for that if you want. That would be great. And pass the word around there too. But askhollyhall.com. But there's mini readings. I got like 5 mini readings to do today after my 5 readings I did today. So a lot of people they're popular, my mini readings. So career-wise, Okay. Don't have the time of your birth, so I'm going to ignore that. However, there is some further education that needs to I'll just give you guys a heads up on how I do readings too. When I start talking slow, it's because the information is coming to me and I'm translating it, because they don't just talk through my mouth. They give me information and I have to translate it, because they don't like just talk to me in my head all the time. I get a lot of symbols and pictures. So, plus what I'm seeing astrologically. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, heads up. There's some further education that is required in order for you to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. And what that is it's a job that's autonomous and working for yourself. That, or at least working in a job where you're in control, you're in power, you're in management. That will take place in you'll get an opportunity, a last minute sudden opportunity, specifically in career, in getting a better position, a higher position, in June and part of July of 2022. If you don't take that opportunity, you're not prepared for it because you haven't furthered your education, because you're still confused, like you're letting your mind play tricks on you. Okay, you got to let go of the plan. Yeah, you had a plan. It was a good plan. That plan got you where you are now. But now it's time to jump ship. No more plan. No more planning. Okay? Let the breadcrumbs come to you. The next one is October and November of 2022. And the final one of this breadcrumb journey that you're on, and I'll explain it in a second, is March. Sorry, not March. Most of April and May of most of April of 2023. In those dates that I just mentioned, you will get unexpected advancement in a position of power or a raise or more responsibility. It includes more money, and it also may be the push towards you becoming self-employed or in a self-managed position. You're not giving yourself enough credit. You're saying that you're not smart enough, you're not ready enough, you're not good enough, you don't have enough credentials, you don't have enough education, you don't have enough diplomas, blah, 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 blah. Just do it. All right? And it's asking you to let go of the plan and to be guided by intuition. That takes practice. If you go to my HollyHall.teachable.com, I believe it is, you will see a course on how to learn intuition, and take that course. I think it's free right now. If it's not, it's like really cheap. And start practicing your intuition. You are someone that I would coach, because coaching, you got 2 years of confusion, even though you got these wonderful opportunities, but you may miss every single one of them because of your confusion to adhere to a plan that you've had. If that makes any sense, please validate it by your acknowledgement or comments in the post. I'd like to see you take advantage of the opportunities coming your way. And I could tell you stories upon stories where people, I caught them in the act of right when they're ready to miss an opportunity that I could see as clear as day, and they didn't see it. And maybe if I have time, I'll tell you that at the end of this one. And I saved them from making a huge mistake that was very detrimental in the future of their, at that time, business coaching business that they had. And this was 2.5 years ago. Yep, Rebecca, for reading, I don't have my cards out, so can't do the card one. But if you want a reading astrologically, just put your birth date and your birth time, if you have it, and your birth year and your question all in one line. And didn't I answer that right away? No, I'm sorry. So we'll get back to that. Thank you for your courageous reminder. it is courageous, because some people just make themselves small and they're like, oh, I guess it's not meant for me. I'm not going to say anything, but you did. And I like that. And then we got Cheryl too. Thank you. You helped Cheryl find it. I didn't scroll up enough. So, Anna, May 31. AskHollyHall.com is where you can get a reading done. And 59, would love a reading. What do you see happening for me and B romantically, please? I don't know who B is. Boyfriend, I'm assuming. Okay, so in the romance department, first of all, what's going on is a power struggle right now. And it is around how you feel there isn't enough nurturing on his side of the relationship, and there's more towards your side. So there's a codependency going on here with the relationship, and that's just at its height right now. It's maxed out, and this is a long soul rebirth that you're going through, which will continue until the first month, January, the end of January 2024. Yeah, and it's just beginning. So it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Actually, it hasn't begun this year. So that's not until your soul rebirth is in February of 2023. So let's reject that one right now, and let's go back to the positive ones, because he might not even be involved in that. Who knows, right? We want to talk about what's going on now. The other cycle that you're going through is what I call the magic wand. And in the magic wand, you can have the love that you want, the love that you want. So according to this, you're in a position with him to be in a very good relationship. I mean, you're a rescuer, and the way that you rescue is you help your partner, you help nurture them with whatever needs that they have. Be careful, because this can be, and I do see it as long term, but it will become codependent if you don't nip it in the bud now. Because I would rather you use a soul rebirth to deal with childhood trauma and rise above that spiritually. But if you've got a relationship that's pulling on the heartstrings, pay attention to me, because you're very codependent in this relationship, then that will take precedence, and you'll skip a really important growth period. Not skip, but won't be as strong. So I do see this happening for you. I don't know your time of birth, but if you're born after 3 or 4 in the morning, most likely you are an Aries moon. So you speak your mind, and you're a rescuer, and you speak your truth. This relationship has a potential for long term. That's all I see. And you're wanting that person to come more into your home. You're wanting that dream relationship. It's just starting right now. So if he's not ready to settle, he's not ready to play house with you, then it will be over, and a new one will come immediately in and around March, the end of March. Okay, so if he's willing to play house and he wants to you're very independent, so you do struggle a bit with that, but you're ready. That will happen at the end of March. Now, August 2nd, 60. Let's look at no, if my love is going anywhere. I want to know if my love is going anywhere. Can you let me know if that means you're in a relationship and you want to know if it's going to continue, or if you are wanting to know when there's going to be a love life for you? and no time. Got career. Anna, I answered. Anna and Wafa, I feel really, really exhausted. When is this going away? Division feeling. I feel like I understand the difference between men and women in a clearer, cleaner way. I understand it because I accept the way we are wired so differently and can complete each other only by being independent. I love that. That's a great response. Let's take it to another level and let's talk about the feminine and masculine energy rather than gender. But that's definitely a part of it. I don't know if the relationship is meant to be or I'm wasting my time. So hopefully I answered that for you, Anna. And Andrea says, thank you. That makes explanation mark. That makes so much sense. He's going through some things at work and not really happy. All the details brings light to his demeanor as of late. I'm happy to hear that summer looks better for him. You are a blessing. Thank you. Shalina says, thank you. Answered that. Thank you so much. This is really helpful. We got Bobby. We'll take a look at that. Anna around 6 or 7. My love life. When will there be relationship with partner? Okay, thank you. We'll take a look at a couple of more. And then I'm going to sign off on that one. So, Cheryl, I want to look at. Now, I know your professions, which should be a profession, because I said that you need to blend the two together somehow. I know one's regulatory and one's not regulated type of career, but there's a blending of the two coming your way. You still got another month or so about a month to figure that one out, make it happen. The veil will lift around that in mid February, and that's when the veil will lift around your commitment issues in relationships. So the block has to be lifted around your commitment issues around relationships. The commitment issues is a value system that was negatively developed from childhood. Part of that tells you that you need to have a man who makes good money. Otherwise, it ain't happening. So that's a limiting belief right there. But it's also a way of you creating a division between a lot of potential partners, which is promoting your, or how should I say, feeding the commitment issues. So you've got a bit of a PTSD around it. Also, the ideal of what romance is. You've been uncovering, you've had a convoluted ideal of what love and relationships are because of very, I don't know if it's a relationship between your mom and dad. Definitely from a past relationship in your life as well, in and around the age of 21. And that relationship created a lot of disillusionment, and you didn't heal from it. And so that healing took place in the last 2 years. And now in mid-February, in 3 weeks from now, on the 23rd, 24th, 25th of February, you will literally wake up with this aha moment of, I know what love is for me in my life, and I know what that is, and I know what that looks like. And there's a partner that can come in right away from that, immediately. So if you can work on that really hard in the next 3 weeks, like just even meditate on it, What is love? What is love? What is love? I am love. I am light. I am love. I am light. And work on any kind of PTSD around that disillusionment at the age of 21. That was really disheartening. Working on that as well. Then that's your next chance in a relationship. That's what I'm seeing. The next one after that. Oh, no, that's a good one right there. The next one after that. Oh, damn, Jupiter goes retrograde. Is February of 2023. Amy. Oh, you're welcome, Cheryl. The Bobby. Yeah, so Anna, Eva, I would like your feedback. Bobby, October 14th. AskHollyHall.com. And Ask Holly Hall on all social media platforms. Like on Facebook, like on YouTube right now. Please, please, please help me grow my YouTube, because that's where I want my new platform to just be mostly there for now. And subscribe so you get notifications when I have these impromptus as well. And 10:23 a.m. Awesome. And so your question is, when will the rest of my abilities become activated? Ooh, good one. Okay. Activation is when I see a soul ascension, and that means we level up because we worked at it. Yours is very soon, but it comes with a bit of a price tag on it. Okay. You're going to have to work on your desire for retribution around you're actually able to get over the resentment. That means harboring and holding on to past hurts and harms, and you're going to be getting over that soon. And that's when you're acquire a new gift, and I'll tell you what that is. But there was very, very strong right and wrong situation that was extremely unfair, and created a lot of anger and maybe even physical anger in the household, particularly between your mom and your dad. And although you're able to get over, because you have a deep psychological understanding of undiagnosed psychological issues that was happening at the time, including some addictions and some lies and deception, so you understand it on that level. You're still not quite over the right or wrong part of it. And that's a lesson in non-attachment. And so while you're gaining a gift, you're learning that as well. But what you are really good at is helping people. Don't underestimate yourself. You see the underlying issues with other people that other people don't see themselves. And you think everybody can see it, but they don't. They don't. You can clearly see it like night and day, but they don't. So don't underestimate yourself, that you cannot help people to see their underlying issues, either amongst themselves or amongst the people around them that are hurting them. Can you do this with your immediate environment, or your family environment, or the people around you? Nope, you can't. because they didn't come to you and ask you. It's unsolicited. But in your profession, you can. Now, you're a tangible person. So your gifts have to come through a tangible object. Mine is astrology. Yours can come through tarot. Yours can come through affirmation cards. Yours can come through a pendulum. But that's where I would start, is using something tangible. And just offering it as a pay what you can basis. Okay. You got the mind of a psychotherapist, and you're really big on helping people mediate and helping people see both sides of a situation. And that is going to come to fruition very strong starting, hello, Holly, let's get this going, in mid-April. I'm going to give you the dates when it's all the dates it's going to transpire. Mid-April and mid-May, as well as, and I'll tell you what this means, after the first week of August into the third week of September. And that's for this year. This is a 2.5 year cycle, and it's the magic wand cycle. Oh, I love the magic wand cycle. So you got the Midas touch. You can make it happen. But first, you have to deal with, you're in a situation right now where there is a strong debate about what's right or wrong. And you know that the environment that you're in is wrong, but you're maintaining your stance because you want to prove that they're wrong, and that yours, even though you speak for other people, it's not just you, is right. And you feel that there needs to be some retribution around this. And you're going to have to let that go. It won't happen. So let me know if that resonates with you so that you can move on. Okay. Amy, Charnay says, I can't get enough of you lately. How should I promote my upcoming event? And should I do a one-on-one or course? 16th. So my answer right away is you're supposed to do a course, and it will lead to one-on-ones. Introductory to the course is free, but I see you targeting a business, and the people that work there are the ones that are going to take the course. If that makes sense. May 16th, 74. I just got this real love feeling just overwhelm me right now. Where's that coming from? Okay, so what's your question, Amy? Will my relationship evolve into pure love? What's the next best step for my relationship? Well, a relationship doesn't turn into pure love. We turn into pure love. And most of us don't acquire that in this lifetime, including myself. And, but I know it exists. So that's enough for me. That's amazing for me. And I am in a very loving, long-term relationship. I'm the one that's a little bit guarded and tainted. So because I want to learn unconditional love in this lifetime, like a part of it. So yeah, not an easy one to learn. And so, but you are going through also the magic wand phase, and this is one that will turn into a long-term deep love for yourself. However, you're going through the magic wand phase 2 as well, and it's just starting, and this is a time for you to ask for it. You're very sacrificial, right? You're a very sacrificial. You're very rescue orientated. Communication is extremely important to you. That means you just like to jibber jabber about your day, and this is how you work things out. You don't come to answers or conclusions unless you can have a conversation with somebody that helps you get to that point. You like to tell the whole story around it. So you really need somebody who's a good listener and allows you to process that way. If you aren't in a relationship now, I would say that you are going to be in one on several dates. One of them being in March and April of 2022, and the other one being in mid-summer of 2022. You've got two magic wands going on, and also in June of 2022, in July, a very strong connection in a relationship as well. So yeah, you're not being specific with me, but this is evolving. It's evolving you into pure love. Okay. And then that evolves. So what can happen when we're going through the magic wand syndrome is we can be very idealistic at first. And so we have really high expectations of those illusions to manifest. I want you to kind of let that down a little bit of the illusion, and that somebody, it's going to come from you. It's going to come inside of you, and you're going to discover that in the next 2 years. Are you going to do it with him? You can do it with somebody else? I think you can do it with him, but I'd have to look at his chart too. Like I said, asking questions about another person is really hard in these mini ones. Hi, Elsie. I've been clearing things like crazy in this and all lifetimes lately. That all resonates. Thank you. That's from Bobby. Chardonnay 83. Elsie, I want to get a message for you. Yes, I feel that too much. Yes, 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 Amy. Oh, I get so excited. I hear you. May 3rd, 75. Okay, this time you twist my rubber arm. This time I'll take a look at that. So message for, hi, Jacqueline, for Elise Graham. Is there a message? Message for. So somebody really, really close to your heart, it's feminine energy, is suffering. Really, 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 really suffering right now. I mean, depression, crying, lost, alone, sadness. And you're uncomfortable with their behavior right now. They're not attentive. They kind of ghosted you in a way, or they're not attending to your needs. If you can, at least reach out to this woman, this girl, and ask them if they're okay. That's all you have to do. Say, are you okay? I'm here if you need me. Nothing else. Okay, stop right there. Nothing else. Not because, or I feel, or something's weird, or you're off, or I can tell. You know, it's almost like telling a woman, oh, wow, you look really tired. Like, don't say that. Then they're like, what? Do I look like shit? Right? So don't add that stuff. Say, are you okay? I'm here. Okay, so let me know if that resonates. That's the message. She says she has to think of who that could be. It's somebody that you feel is not, you're upset with that person right now because of their because of their behavior or lack thereof behavior. So May 3rd, 75, and that will be the end for me. And we'll see how Amy's partner, never like to assume, is doing. Money, 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 money. It's always about the money. Can't do this because of the money. Can't do that because of the money. That's him. And he's entering into a very difficult phase, just over 2 years of it. And it starts and it's around love. Little bugger. It's hard for him to settle down. Starts in March and April. And he is confused around love. He's really having a difficult time settling down. He wants to, okay? When he says he wants to, he really, really does. He's so restless. He's always got so many balls in the air. He feeds on distraction. He needs space. And this is making it difficult for him to say, okay, home is where I'm going to lie my hat. And here it is with you. He's having a hard time with that. So if you can give him freedom, it's not easy because you like to be needed. He can come around, but he is really confused around the nature of love and not just loving you, but loving his life. And he does dip in and out of, I need my alone time. I need my separate time. And that doesn't mean he doesn't love you and he doesn't care about you. He's loyal. When he says it, he means it, but he is unpredictable. And sometimes you're not sure if he does. You have to believe when he says he does. But he is really good at the art of distraction. If that's helpful. Okay. So, Katrina, I did have a friend that was what you are talking about, that she had passed in the last 8 months. Could it be her? Ooh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're on the right track, Amy. I don't always get people passed on, but I do at times. And sometimes I get really kooky messages. So she's showing me a carrot stick. I don't know, is she vegetarian? I don't know what a carrot stick means. She's showing me a carrot stick. And not a carrot stick, like a carrot, the whole carrot. And her love, she lost a lot of love. She lost a lot in this lifetime. Big abandonment lessons in non-attachment she learned. And yeah, so I think that's her there. Okay, everyone. So every Tuesday, come back Kay, come back Katrina, and come back Elise. And this time, give me your birth dates, and I'll take a look at some more messages for everyone. Come back with specific questions on my YouTube, on my Facebook page, in my Facebook group. Spread the word, and we will talk to you soon. Namaste.